Hey everybody, welcome to the stream. I hope everybody's doing good today. So we're going to do another impromptu stream. We're going to turn the second Easter egg. So I got the first one that we did on Monday. I got it all finished up. Because I was trying to save material and I didn't use a glue block, I had to do a lot of hand sanding with this. This time we got glue blocks on everything. I've made them for most of the blanks. Got everything ready. So I'm going to switch views so you can see. We're going to do this one next week. We're kind of doing small to big kind of thing. So let me switch to the lathe. That one's already set up. Let's see here. That's not the right one. Let me just get rid of, there we go. So anyway, there's the blank. It's the one with the grass kind of stuff. It was in the everything blank. The problem was I really kind of fretted over this, I guess. I kind of wanted to do in the middle of it where there was some of the paper shreds, some of the mylar, and some of the grass. And the problem was I was looking at it and I would have been wasting a ton of resin. Whereas if I just cut it in half, I could get 2 blanks out of it. So I'm saving the other halves, and we'll see if I have time to make more eggs for this thing. But anyway, so I decided to just go with the grass because the thing was I was really into that one. So I can zoom in a little bit so you guys can kind of see what's happening here. I really liked the look of this blank. I thought it would look pretty darn cool. I like how there's like 2 different colors to it and everything. So I got a waste block on this side. I'm trying something new that I don't usually do. Usually I epoxy things onto glue blocks. I gave hot glue a shot today. So if this thing comes flying off the lathe, whatever. I think it's fine. I mean, most people are, I think hot glue is a good way to go. It's one of those things that I've never really done. So anyway, there's the blank. We're just going to turn it into an egg, and it should be pretty fun. And I've also, so the camera seems to be working. I don't know what the problem was last time. This is the same camera that I was using last time. Let's see here. There we go. And one other thing is I've also added a different view. So on this view, you can see, the problem is I don't really want to drag another camera all the way across the room. But if you want to kind of see what I'm doing a little bit, we're pretty far away. So basically let me know if this is useful at all, or if you just want me to shut it off and go with this one. So you're just looking at the turning. I don't know what's better necessarily. I thought I'd try it out. It'd be nice if I had a little bit longer cord to get the camera kind of halfway down there just to kind of see what I'm doing. But anyway, I hope everybody's doing good. I actually heard some bad news today. I'm not entirely sure who it was. I got kind of word from someone else that one of, I think my viewers actually got the COVID-19 virus, was infected. So just kind of a reminder, make sure you guys kind of, stay safe, keep your distance for a while from everyone, and just kind of chill out at home. Sammy, I haven't turned the bowl yet. And I'm a little bit bummed. What I was going to do was I was going to just drill a hole, and I've done this before with these kind of smaller bowls. Drill a hole and tap threads into it, and then just use a bottle stopper mandrel to start. And the problem was I forgot that what you need to do is first drill a flat. It's best to hit it with a Forstner bit and drill kind of a flat so it's I don't know, parallel, I guess, or whatever. Coplanar to the bottom. And so the problem was between it being kind of off, the surface wasn't that flat, and I think that I might have tapped the threads kind of sideways. I kind of ran into a problem with this. So I think what I'm going to do for this one, I sanded down the face, and I think what I'm going to do is actually grab it with the coal jaws and just flatten this bottom a little bit. And is that what I was going to do? Yeah, I think so. I might even see if I can get away with drilling using the Forstner bit and drilling in the whatever you call it, the mortise, I guess, and then getting it so I can just flip it around. Because pretty much with these little bowl blanks, you can actually get pretty much everything turned and sanded by just holding it one way. So a good way to do it is just to put a glue block on the back, and that would be the easiest. The problem is it's not flat. And so I've just kind of I've been trying to figure out a good way to deal with it. But this will probably be the last project. So maybe next Wednesday, I don't know. We'll have to kind of see how much work I can get done on this. I might actually start it on the weekend, and then we'll finish it maybe Wednesday next week. I don't know. But today we're going to do the second egg, and then probably on Monday we'll do this one. I'm pretty excited. A lot of people were excited to see this one turned up. Is it focusing? Not really. See how those Mylar shreds do. So let me stop and see what is happening with all you guys. Let's see here. Some of you guys got here pretty early. Let's see. Mike McEwen, how's it going, man? Bradley, we were just having a conversation on Instagram, I think it was. How's it going up in Alaska? I got to go up to Alaska once. It was pretty fun. We did like the Alaska cruise kind of thing. Pretty cool. David's here. Sequestered Wednesday. Nice. Cool. Sammy's here. Mike Schmitz is here. Christina's here. How's it going? Yeah, I could go with a worm screw. To be honest, I forget what. I think I'm going to run into the same issue though, because something's off with this drill hole. Excuse me, drill hole. So I don't know. We'll have to see. I might play with it on the weekend and see if I can get it mounted to something kind of quick. And Daryl's here too. Nice. All right, so I guess let's get started. Now, let's see. I showed you the egg. We'll just kind of give you another kind of quick view. Did I show you the egg? This is the egg that I turned. Is it not? These cameras just don't focus very well. It turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. And the resin is slightly, we used alcohol ink and added purple. There's this slight purple dye to it if you can hold it up to a light. But otherwise, it just kind of looks clear. One of the interesting things, let's see if we can kind of see this. It actually is like balanced perfectly. It's like one of the Weeble things. Like it just stands up. It doesn't fall over. So I don't know how I managed that. Maybe that's just how eggs are, but I don't think I've ever seen that before. So let's see, is there anything else going on? One other thing I want to mention before we get going with the turning. Friday is going to be the first Friday patron kind of hangout and Q&A. So if you're a patron, make sure to get the link over on Patreon. And then for everybody else, the demo that I'm doing for that, I do a demo at the beginning, just kind of something quick casting wise. And then the rest of it is kind of like a hangout and like Q&A. It's kind of meant for people that have questions about casting. A lot of times I can't really answer them during the normal live streams, and you know, a lot of times people have like super long questions that I can't answer. Everybody's like every kind of long question about casting through email or on Instagram and all that. So it kind of gives everybody a place where if you have questions about casting, I can kind of answer them. And it's a smaller group, and the whole point is to focus on, you know, hanging out and with the chat room basically. Anyway, for everybody that's not a patron, if you want to join, you can join. It's only $1 a month for the cheapest one, and there's different levels, but that'll get you access to the first Friday Hangouts. And then the other thing is, if you don't want to do that, what I do is I actually I cut out the demo, and I'll post that later. So you guys aren't missing out. But the patron only thing is really kind of the Q&A Hangout. So let's get this camera switched. That's not, oh yeah, that's the right, no, that's not the right one. Let's start with this split screen where you can kind of see me sort of in the background. And we'll see how that goes, and I'll kind of stop and see what you guys have to say about that. Let me open my phone here and get the chat open here so I can see. I need a drink. I already need a drink, guys. Okay, where's my channel? My channel. Egg number 2. Hey, Ellis. You're very welcome. Thanks for joining the fun today. Midnight, yeah. Good night. Original Magnum PI. I won over Tom Selleck. That's hilarious. Oh, you guys. Okay, so I think we're ready to rock here. Let me get some glasses on. Turn my little fan on. That seemed to work pretty good. Like I said, you know, the best thing to do when you're turning is wear a face mask so you don't have to breathe any of the dust. Not necessarily that resin dust is any worse than like wood dust, but you know, none of the dust is good for you. Especially if you kind of find yourself sneezing after a session. Actually, I'm gonna smooth out this tool rest real quick. Can you guys see that? Yeah. I want to make sure it's nice and smooth gliding. This is just some kind of like a Scotch-Brite pad. Just gonna kind of get rid of any. Looks like there's. Let me lock that down. Looks like there might be some junk on there. I don't want junk on my tool rest. So we'll kind of clean that off, and then I got a super fine one. Make it nice and smooth. That way my tools, I'll have a lot more control. And then last I'm going to hit it with some paste wax. I'm a little bit bummed. I just ordered another CBN wheel. I think I mentioned this before, but from Wood Turning Wonders. And I'm a little bit bummed because of all this virus stuff. The factories in China are shut down, and that's where the wheel is manufactured, and I still don't have it. And I'm really kind of anxious to get it. I have a 80 grit and a 180 grit. And I bought those, you know, kind of a while ago when CBN wheels were first kind of coming out, and I had no clue what grit, you know. I think like your normal standard kind of grits are like 80 grit on most grinders is what the wheel that it comes with. So I'm thinking, okay, I'll get an 80, and then like 180 seemed like really fine, you know, for turning tools. And that's actually not the truth. That's not how it works. 600 is getting into the fine range. So I bought one, but I have no clue when it's coming. Kind of a bummer. Okay, so we got our little egg mounted. We got our tool rest ready to rock. Let's see, I'm just double checking. Hey, what's up, Joel? More cameras than you have hairs on your head. Well, you know what's funny is I do have quite a few cameras. So, you know, there's that one, this one, and then I actually do have another. I would say that the webcams are a little bit kind of, I probably don't need two of those webcams now. But for most of my just normal videos, all I use is my iPhone for the most part. Every once in a while I'll pull out like a GoPro type thing, but it's more of a pain. All right, just making sure. Yeah, those Dunkin' Junk magnetics, the magnets suck. They're not. There's like no magnetism to them. One other thing that I'm going to do, I think, real quick before we get going. I know that I'm futzing around here. I'm going to turn my cutter. Try and get a fresh edge on that. Actually, I need to pick up some new ones. So let me get in here with this. See if I can find me a nice fresh edge with this guy. Lock it down. You don't need to tighten your cutters down. That's a little tip for folks that are maybe new to carbide tools. You really don't need to use the long lever action. You know, just all you need to do is just kind of snug it. Otherwise, what can happen is it can be really difficult to get it unstuck. Because, you know, when you're turning, it's applying some vibrations and it kind of gets it locked down there. But if you don't crank it down initially, you should be good. All right, so let's get this going. Yep, forward. Start by truing it up. Right in the middle, yeah. And what I have planned, let's see here. This time I'm going to be going small, that like the top is going to be this side. and the bottom is going to be this one. I thought that seemed like a smarter way to go. The bottom, you know, on this end, you're going to have some work to do at the end. You're going to have to just kind of, you know, clean up the nub at the end by hand. So hopefully you can get most of that in there. That was the problem I had last time, but I also was doing it backwards where the tip was this side because that's the way I wanted it. And I couldn't really get very far in. I didn't want to cut into the other side of the blank and waste material. So I think this time it'll be nice to be able to finish off like, you know, 90% of this thing on the lathe. Get it all sanded, turned, everything. And I mean, the bottom of the egg is less important to me, I think, than the top. So it just seems to kind of make sense. I don't know. All right, it's pretty well trued up at this point. Oh, we got one little mylar bit right there. I don't think there's much mylar down here. It would have been cool if I would have been smart. I would have put the mylar in the middle down here. I think that would have made it look kind of cool. A lot of people ask if you can use the negative rate cutters on wood. I mean, obviously they work fine. I would say that the regular cutters, if you're only turning wood and you've got both, I would probably go with a regular cutter on just wood. But you can use the negative rake on wood too. Let's see what you guys are talking about. I got to see what you're talking about here. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, you should glue my magnet to your lathe. I like that. It's permanent now. Okay, put this back up on the lathe. Sorry, I was just checking the chat. I don't want to miss anything, you know. You guys get to have all the fun while I'm doing the work. Look at those shavings. Woo! Telling you, a fresh edge on your cutter makes the shavings fly. It's my favorite trick in the shop. Just use a little bit of air, that'll get rid of those shavings on your spindle. So I'm pretty excited. I think I always miss Easter projects. I don't think I have, maybe I have one, I don't know, on my channel. I think I'm usually kind of busy when it comes around. So it's kind of nice, and I have to thank Eric because Eric's like, those look like Easter eggs. I Or I think he said, make an egg out of it. And I was like, yeah, that's a brilliant idea. When you find out quarantine is your regular lifestyle, and that's why I keep saying that I haven't really been affected that much, and that's kind of why we don't really. I'm either at the shop or at home. We don't really do a whole lot. I will say that, the only thing that's really like affected our norm is just like businesses, local businesses being closed. Where we live, but the other thing, my parents are like on lockdown. My dad's not coming to the shop at all, so I guess in a sense I am kind of on quarantine. Usually my dad's out here all day, but if I'm busy at work, it's not like we're hanging out talking. Maybe a little bit, but All right, I got to stop and look at this thing a little bit here. Figure out where I'm going. Actually, these would be kind of cool with this little wooden base. I don't know. I don't want to do that, but that wouldn't be too. That would be kind of cool too. It's looking kind of egg-shaped so far. Haven't screwed up yet. Foxborough, nice. Welcome, DK. Kim's here, woo! What's up? Bradley, what's up, man? Yeah, we're having fun. Nova's not closed? Oh, man. Nice, that's cool. Let's see here. Yeah, where's Jamie at? Man, he must be busy. Mert's here, what's up? This Eric guy sounds like a genius. Yeah, I'm telling you. Let's see. Make sure I'm not missing anything. The superstars, that's right. Oh, man. Yeah, I feel really bad for people that are just like stuck. Like they're wherever they work is like shut down completely. But hopefully we'll be back to normal soon. I just kind of keeping my fingers crossed. All right, I'm going to switch to the number 1 hollower now. This one definitely needs to be freshened the edge up. Let's try that. I think I'm a little bit low. Let's see. Chaos mode, yeah. Snowing in Bismarck. All right, here we go. Number 1 hollower is probably one of my favorite tools for resins. Carl Jacobson used to always say that, and originally I was kind of like, well, why would you want the smallest cutter? And it definitely does work better, but I figured it'd be like harder to get a smooth surface, and it's really not. And I enjoy hollowing now that we have these negative rate cutters. I used to hate hollowing. I would just cringe. I would always get a catch. Not anymore. Take my own advice. Yeah, I know. But I keep saying, hopefully it'll be over soon. Sometimes these shapes are kind of hard to capture if you don't do them very often. You know what I mean? I think I'm getting there, but this bottom looks kind of funny. Once we pull the tailstock off, I can finish the top and it should be fine, but something funky going on down here. I think we need to ease this a little bit. It'll be eggish. I don't know, what do you guys think? I'll just round this over and then finish up on the bottom. It should be pretty good. I don't know, eggish. You're amazed. I wasn't worried that this one was going to stay together. That material is kind of like wood, honestly. I am worried about the Mylar stuff. That stuff, the resin, I don't think the resin really is going to want to stick to that. So we you know, I think it's going to be fine. But I think that stuff, there's potential. If you loaded a blank up a lot with that Mylar stuff, I think you could really easily run into problems with that stuff. Now this is where the thing might come off if that hot glue didn't really work. Like I said, I don't trust hot glue usually. And so I'm just not sure what to think about it, you know. I know that people use it all the time, but oh, light's in the way. So what do you guys think about that back view? Is that useless or excellent? Nice. Yeah, I know. No shine on the chuck. Yeah, it is a pretty fat egg, but you know what? It's going to make a fat chicken. Got to have some fat chickens. 24 pounds of Alumilite? Oh man. All right. Actually, I'm gonna start right like that. Since I'm not 100% trusting this thing, I'm gonna hit the face mask. It's a good idea anyway, but I just trust epoxy a lot more. It's looking pretty good. I might do a little bit more work down here. We'll see. Can't blow your tool off with a face mask on. Well, I like the tip. That looks pretty good. All right, let's stop it real quick. Zoom it in for you guys so you can kind of see what's happening here. And you can't really see a whole lot, but I actually think this is going to look pretty neat in here. Once we get it sanded up. Seems like it's holding pretty well. Let's see if Bradley has any thoughts about this glue block thing. Ostrich egg, yes. Nice. Who let Billy in here? What's up, Billy? How's it going, man? Get ready to duck. Well, I mean, people use hot glue all the time. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Like I said, I definitely trust epoxy a lot better. But all right, so let's see if we can get this going here. I can support it. See, the thing is, I'm not worried about it between centers. It's not going anywhere. Hot glue is all you need at that point. But I think what I'll do, let's use one. I have one of the rubber chucky things, and that'll at least support it without marring it. Let's see if I got something that'll work well for this. Yeah, that'll work, I think. try that out. I'll feel a little bit more comfortable having a little bit of stability while I'm hogging into this. Better to be safe than sorry, you know? Billy uses hot glue all the time. Yeah. You don't glue block? You just stick it up in there? You don't use the glue? Parting off should be easy. Michael Barr, what's up, man? Hey, Ashley's here. What's up? And Julie's here too. Cool. All right. Let's see how we do here. Yeah, that ought to help out at least a little bit, you know? What do you think? Still wearing the face mask though, I'll tell you that. It is pretty fat. Let's take down a little bit more. It's looking a little bit better. Oh, that was kind of bumpy. I don't know. I don't know if I'm helping or hurting it. One thing that kind of is a little bit tells me that maybe my glue joint wasn't fabulous, is it's kind of running not true on this side here. So that's kind of weird. I don't know. I think I'm doing more harm than good at this point. Alright, I'm going to pull out the little parting tool thing here. I think that'll go a little bit easier. Oh, the tool rest is so long in the back that the banjo, I guess. I keep smacking my camera. Oh, sorry guys. There. Now you can actually see what's going on. I can get in there. Just sharpened up my parting tool yesterday. You'd be amazed at how much better it works. It's looking like an egg, huh? Do I do casting for those of us that are resin? I'm not sure what you're asking. I sell blanks on my website. I don't do custom orders really. Hello? Oh, just wanted to make sure. It's not, I thought I might have disconnected my mic. I don't really do too many custom orders, but I got a lot of blanks on my website. That's my main job is selling blanks. Let's see here. Just double checking. Make sure that I'm not missing anything. Yeah, maybe. Well, it was kind of doing that when I was hitting the tip. The side was a little bit kind of vibratey. You know, vibratey. Oh, a tenon, yeah. Well, yeah, that's fine. The problem was I didn't really want to waste the resin. I had plenty of blank, but, you know. I'm a little bit, I don't think I'm going to do a whole lot more because, like I said, I don't know. I didn't cover that whole thing with glue. So I think we're just going to kind of mess around a little bit more down on the bottom. Give you guys a little bit of a zoom. Try and get that centered for you. I know you can't really see a whole lot right now. I do need to do a little bit of work kind of fixing the side of this thing. So I think I'm going to do that real quick right now. It's a little lumpy. Zoom you out. But we should be pretty close to done here. Fairly shortly. A little bit fat in the middle there. I think we're looking pretty good. A little bit of a bump right there. I think we're good. I think we're good, guys. I think I'm happy with it anyway. I could do a little bit more shaping, but that's what sandpaper's for. So let's start with 120. We're going to turn the speed down and we'll just get everything kind of fixed up here. Hopefully it won't fly off. I really don't want to do a lot of hand sanding. That would suck. You can give it a little bit of support too. That probably would help out a little bit. I can't wait to see what this thing looks like. I hope the little grass bits, I don't know, in the blank, they looked really, I don't know, just really interesting, you know? So I'm hoping that it's gonna, like we didn't cut it away in such a way that it looks worse or something, looks different. Hopefully it kind of looks similar and be good to go. I'm just gonna get all the tool marks out, sanding this dry with 120. 120 is pretty low. If you're more patient and or just better at turning and you can get a better surface, you're much better off not sanding 120 up to 50,000 grit. If you can get the surface nice and smooth, Ben over at Ben's Works uses a skew chisel. That seems to help him out. But you're best off if you can start sanding it above 400. And I can usually do that on pens and stuff, but without spending a lot more time on it with the turning. I'm just fine with sanding. It'll work. This is what they call the 120 grit smoother. Patience, grasshopper. Hand sanding is for the birds. Yeah. That's true. I have to be honest though, with resin, I actually get better results just holding, especially on larger pieces. I can actually get a bowl or something like that hand sanded much better. And I don't really know why that is. It doesn't seem to make sense to me, but I don't know. I still avoid it if possible. All right, so let's take a look at this thing, see what's going on. I think that we got that pretty well sanded up. I think we're good to go. So we'll pull out the water bucket and do a little bit of water wet sanding. I'm gonna go with that silicon carbide again. That seemed to work pretty darn well. Let's put the thing like this. Maybe that'll help. I'm actually gonna put I got a Sham Wow. Look at this, guys. Remember the Sham Wow commercials? Sham Wow. Genuine Sham Wow, as seen on TV. So that'll protect my bed a little bit. Where are we at here? So 180. There we go. I got my little bucket of water here. 180, 220. No clue what that is. 400. 400. 600. Okay. So let's dip it in water. Let's give it a shot here. I'm missing out on the chat. Let me get I don't need the fan on anymore. That's nice. Ah, quiet. See what's going on here. I can kind of sand and watch you guys. See ya, Ashley. Have a good one. Eric likes the sanding. I don't know. I guess I don't hate the sanding. The problem is I'm impatient. I don't want to waste time doing it. But if if I can just say, if I have time and nothing else mattered, it's not that bad, I guess, technically. It's just, I'm thinking about, like, what else could I possibly be doing with my life right now? And sanding is not at the top of the list. I think the other problem is I know that you really need to sand a good amount to get like a flawless finish on resin. You got to do a good job, you know, give it each grit enough time. So I get kind of a little impatient knowing that I got a lot of work to do. Michael Barr likes it too, actually. Are you back in the States now? Is that what I heard? What did you say last time? I couldn't remember. Is he still here? Paging Michael Barr. Oh, oh no. There it went. At least it wasn't treacherous. Well, this kind of sucks. Now I gotta hand sand it. Maybe we'll turn the lathe off. I'm thinking the water didn't help anything. I could probably try and glue it back on somehow, but whatever. So I'm not gonna mess around trying to glue it back on. Let me get the hot glue off the bottom of this thing. We're gonna finish up the shaping of it. Oh, it just popped off. Like nothing happened. All right, so I'm just gonna try and take some of this off with a chisel. Rather, I could heat it up also, but I think it'll be faster just to do this. So very carefully, I'm just gonna get rid of the glue. So I don't know, in a pinch, I think hot glue might work. Maybe another thing that might be better is if I used a different hot glue, possibly. One that was, it seemed like this stuff set up really fast. But I think that the best way for me to go is just use epoxy, because things don't fall off like that when I use epoxy. So let's switch the lathe over. Like I said, let's just get the shaping done, because I'm going to have to hand sand this thing now. I don't want to really mess with it. Kind of a bummer. But honestly, it's probably not going to take me much longer to hand sand it. Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of why I never really trusted hot glue. It just never seemed like it was a great idea. I don't know. Maybe wood to wood. I don't know. It seemed like it came straight off the wood though. So I don't even know. Like it actually stuck to the resin better. Who knows, guys? I don't know. I am not an expert when it comes to this stuff. All right, so what do we got here? We got a collet chuck, which I really want to get the Beal one. I don't really like. This is one of those Chinese knockoff pieces of junk, and I don't love it personally. They don't even give you a spanner wrench to like tighten the thing. Like I don't. I'm not very happy with that thing, but I got it set up and it's working okay, especially for something silly like this. So I got a little sanding pad on there. And let's see here. I think I can start at 180. I got some little Abernet sanding discs. We'll just put those guys on there. Let me take off a couple other things from my lathe and get them out of the way real quick here. Let's get rid of the rubber chuck. Thank you, Rubber Chucky. You did great. Let's get my tailstock out of my way. Turn the fan back on. And so this is what I basically did for the other one, but the tip. I think this is going to go a lot faster with the with just, you know, I could have, had I epoxied this, so the last one that we do, the third egg that I make, is going to probably go even smoother than any of this stuff did, but doesn't take that long to just kind of give this a little bit of a sanding. I'm hitting it with 180 right now. I got the lathe running about 500 or so, and that's fine. Like I said, I'm not particularly worried if this thing is perfect or not. The main thing for me on this project is, you know, regardless of what all the pieces look like, I think it's going to be a pretty cool project. Having the eggs in that little bowl basket looking thing. Didn't really think about it, but there's a little indentation on the bottom. It's going to be kind of a pain. See that? So I might have to drop down to 120 just so I can take off more material. Still got that little nub. I really don't want to have a little nub. Let's see here. Am I missing anything? I don't think so. You're going to be out of country? So wait, are you home now? I missed it. Hold on here. It's Michael Bart. You're in El Paso, okay. You're going back to Barstow? Or the Middle East? I think you need to change your plan. I think you should retire sooner. Can you like buy months to get out early? I wish this was a little bit more rounded. It's kind of, to be honest, the other egg actually turned out better. But whatever. What are you gonna do, you know? Once you put it in the bowl, nobody's even gonna notice. I'll just make sure I take a picture of it where this one's like in the back and hidden. See, because like if you hold it, you know, like this, it looks like a pretty good egg until you take it away and there's like this kind of flat bottom on it. Try to sand shape a little bit of that out, but my patience only goes so far. So if you're super bored at home and want something to do, you can sand an egg. You need to quit delaying putting your packet in, man. Put your packet in now. Get that packet ready. Quit traveling the world. Ooh, I think the nib's almost gone, guys. A little nubbin. Woo! There's just a pinprick left. I don't know if you can see it or not, but in a couple more swipes, you're not going to be able to see it at all. There we go. Okay, so now we can move up the grits. Let's see, where were we at? 220? Oh, I lost my little thing. We'll go to 240 here on the bottom. So I think we're gonna have pizza tonight. We've been trying to go out, you know, like to get takeout food. That's one of the things that's kind of, I know this sounds totally horrible, but one of the things that has changed is we used to go out to eat once a week, and you know, obviously the restaurants are closed now, and so we've tried doing like the takeout at some of the restaurants, but I got to be honest, it's just not the same. Pizza's a good one to take out. Chinese food is good takeout, you know. Some of these other restaurants, it's just not the same dragging it home. It's cold by the time you get it, and so we're gonna do pizza again tonight, even though pizza is really not on my diet. It's bad when the problem is, like, when you're eating food that you bought, you picked up, and takeout food at restaurant food is not cheap necessarily. You paid for it. And when you're sitting there going, we really could have just cooked. Like, that would have been better if we would have just cooked. That's when, obviously you're kind of like, man, it's a waste of money. But we want to support the local businesses. We don't want our restaurants closing down. But it's tough, what do you do? Plus, like, do I need to be out mingling with people and paying for food? It's tough. I don't know. It's just a nightmare out there right now. I can't imagine, like, New York City right now. Some of the really bad areas. Like, it's not that bad where I am. Which I also think is kind of a bad thing because people just seem to be out not caring. I mean, there was this guy in the supermarket. Like, I'm trying to get, necessity stuff at the supermarket, and this guy is just sitting there having a conversation. There's like little tape marks on the ground, so you stay 6 feet away from each other. He's just riding right behind people. I'm like, man, do you not watch the news? Or do you not care? All right, so it's looking pretty good. It ain't gonna fall over because of that nice sturdy base that I got on there. All right, so I think at this point I'm just gonna have to hand wet sand this. It's gonna be very exciting, guys. So hold your hats. We did 180 grit, I think. So let's start here. I'm just gonna dunk it. Hand sanding is not fun, guys. Just want to let you know. Not my favorite. But that's what you get for using hot glue and not doing it very well. Definitely tedious. So what's everybody doing this weekend? Anybody got any cool plans? You guys getting outdoors or doing anything? Like, how are you beating the isolation thing? Has anybody got any cool plans? Are you going hiking? I mean, I know we all have kind of workshops and stuff. That's the obvious, but anything else? Especially with the fam. Anybody coming up with any weird, fun games and things to do? Chores? Blame Billy? No, I don't think there's going to be a problem with the wood. To be honest, I don't know what material it is. It's kind of wood-like, but shouldn't be a problem. We'll have to see. I mean, I can't even feel them. So if there was a significant problem with it, well, actually, most of them aren't actually even reaching the outside. I don't think. I didn't really cut into much. There's a little bit there. I can kind of feel that, but I mean, most of these things I haven't really cut into, maybe a couple little end tips. So I think it'll be okay. Moral of the story. I think we'll be fine. Oh, no, I was the one that chose hot glue. I wanted to try it. Still working? Yeah. Lots of chores. Cleaning out the shop. 16 feet of workbench. Dang. Wait, hold on. My hands are wet. I gotta scroll. Let's see here. Yeah. Do you have a shop? You have a shop set up, don't you? Aren't you? Where are you at? Why haven't you gotten there? So this may not be the most amazing polish. We'll have to kind of see how this goes. I have a feeling I'm going to kind of miss some spots and have to come back and do a little bit more, but I can get it polished up, you know, pretty well. And then if there's a bunch of scratches that I can see that are kind of making it a little dull, I'll just have to spend some more time doing a little bit more hand sanding. But we'll get it pretty well good today. What time is it? 4 o'clock? Oh, we're doing pretty good. Didn't take that long to turn. Well, so, you know, the people still have to work, but then even, you know, but when you get off on the weekends, maybe, or, you know, I don't know, whenever you have days off, do you have any like plans, any thoughts about, I don't know, you know, we all kind of have to sort of change some of the stuff that we might have done anyway. I'm just wondering if anybody's coming up with some innovative ways. Because there are a lot of people doing some pretty cool, innovative ideas being stuck at home. And I mean, there's some people that are just flat out stuck at home. And that's got to be fun. Oh. Got to get my ShamWow. Get the ShamWow going, guys. I could do this somewhere else, but the camera set up. So the camera works, obviously. I don't know what was going on with it, but it didn't want to work the other day at the end. Where's my 600? 600. Oh, let's see. Somebody super chatted. Hold on a minute. I missed out on a lot of stuff. Nice. Benjamin, welcome. I'm not. You're stuck in a. Oh, I forgot about that. That sucks. So what are you doing? Todd, thanks for all the hand sanding. I appreciate it, man. Oh, that's funny. All right, so I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna a little bit of change up the direction of sanding here, so that'll kind of tell me how well I have done. If all the scratches are going the same direction, then I actually did decent. Kind of have a feeling that's not going to be the case. Yeah, I did that too. The problem is I have like a gigantic cord and it's really heavy. And then I also even have like a little, because the thing that's going in there, I have an HDMI cable, but my camera has a mini HDMI and I couldn't find a cable, a super long one that had a mini on one end and a regular on the other. So I had to get a little adapter thing. So it's like sticking out even further than it normally would. And it's not the greatest setup. If I could find a camera where like the cable like bolted onto it somehow, like screwed in, and it just, you wouldn't run the risk of screwing up your connectors, I would pay, well, I wouldn't pay a lot of money, but I'd pay more. I've been buying just cheap handy cams for this. I would buy a decent one if I could get a better option, but I don't think there really is any. I don't know if you guys can even see. I'm kind of hiding the little blank because it's so exciting watching hand sanding going on. I know. I'm excited. Woo! Woke up this morning and you know what I thought? I thought, I really want to hand sand an Easter egg today. I hope that hot glue sucks, because I want to do some hand sanding. It is looking pretty good though. I think my hopes for this thing, whether I turned it into a reasonable shape or not, I'm just going to say it's not really the best thing that I've ever turned, but I do think it's going to look cool the way that I kind of expected, what I was hoping for. These little grass shreds are great for like bottle stoppers, because these little eggs, not much different than a bottle stopper. All right, we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Sanding rocks. Super glue the cable. Well, the problem is, but I don't want to use this cable for the other things. This is just for the lathe, so I can't really, it's not going to be a permanent solution. I suppose I could buy a camera specifically for this end. All right, so now we're moving on to the polishing papers, the Zona. I'm just going to kind of do it this manner. This thing's looking pretty cool, though. What do you guys think about this thing? Once I get it all wet, I'll kind of give you guys a shot of it, kind of closer shot. Am I trailing off camera? Sorry. I want you guys to miss the action. Some good sanding action right here. This is how you get the good results, right here. Expert technique. Oh. We're getting there, guys. Only 2 more grits to go after this, and we're almost done with this one. It's starting to feel pretty smooth in my hand. Hope I don't drop it. Hand sanding would drive you nuts. Yeah, I know. It kind of drives me nuts. Kind of hurts, Use a lot of muscles that you don't usually use. Oh, I was going to show you guys. Let's get it wet again and kind of give you guys a shot of it. This thing's pretty sweet. I mean, little grass things. I'm down with these little grass things. All right, so we need the gray paper. And then we'll hit it with some of that automotive polish. That stuff works pretty good. To be honest, I might even be able to kind of skip to that. I don't know. I want to do, I got some testing to do with that polish. The Meguiar's 105, to be honest, I think you might be able to stop around 1,000 grit, maybe 1,200. That's always what Stone Coat Countertops is who I got that idea, that 105, Meguiar's 105 from. They have a new product that they use now that's their own brand, I guess. That would be interesting to try out also, but they would just sand up to like 1,200, I think it was, and then hit it with the 105 maybe once or twice, and it supposedly worked pretty good. I don't know if there's if you can get away with more on a countertop kind of thing or what, but more testing to be done. All right, one grit to go, guys. Woo! Who's excited? Yeah, I have Novus. I've got all of them. I mean, I've got Plastex. I've got the Meguiar's headlight one. And for the most part, they are all kind of the same. You know, like nothing totally stands out. But so far, just from the things that I've done, and I think there is a little bit of technique with each one, you know, that can kind of differ in the results that you get. But Novus, I kind of have a love-hate relationship. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't for some reason. I don't know, you know. Most likely technique. I think any of those products, if you do it correctly, you know, if you sand up to the correct grit before you start using it and then use it correctly, apply it right, they all should work fine. But that doesn't always happen. And some of them are different. I mean, they're not all the same thing. You know, they're all different kind of grit levels. They all kind of break down differently, cut differently. So I don't know. I am kind of curious about the 205 Meguiar's because I think it's a higher, it doesn't cut as much. So you'd have to go up higher before you used it, but I think that it's going to leave an even better flawless finish. So it might actually work better the way that I do things, going up to whatever grit this is. It's pretty high. In fact, I'm kind of curious. I want to just skip the Tripoli and White Diamond. Let's do a little experiment, guys. Because this may not be the most amazing. This may not be the best test on the planet because I haven't really been looking at the surface to make sure that it's perfect. You know, that I'm ready to go on to the next grit. And hand sanding isn't the most amazing way to sand stuff necessarily. But let's see if we can just first I'm going to dry it off. I want to look at the surface, see what it looks like, and let's see if we can just get away with that 205 or 105, whatever. I don't know if it'll work or not. Let's try it though. Because I mean, if I don't have to buff 3 different times, that sounds good to me. You know, what I'm most interested in is finding the fastest way to get the best results. That's what I want, and I think that's what most people want. Some people may be in it for the, I don't know, the love of doing stuff, but I'm in it for finding the easiest, fastest way. Yeah, clear coat car finish. That's basically kind of what I'm using. Well, clear coat car finish. Yours is in development still? In a tumbler? Maybe. I don't know. 10 minutes of turning, 2 hours of sanding. I know. Okay, so I'm jumping in. I really, I'm sick of how fuzzy. I don't know if you guys were here or not last time, but I was using the wheel. I was using the buffing wheel, one of the buffing wheels that I bought, and it is just, I know you got to they have a little bit of a break-in period, most of them, but I'm kind of done messing with it. And these, the string buffs are supposed to be less messy like that. Technically, I think I should be putting I don't know if this is the proper way to do this is with a tapered mandrel or not, but we're going to go with it. That sure is a lot easier than me bolting it on. So this is what the Ultra Cut Compound, Meguiar's 105. We're going to give it a shot. Let me get I'm going to just turn the fan on, I think. That ought to be good. And I actually just apply it onto the piece first. Make sure the camera's still rolling and everything. I think I need to reposition the camera. This is where I got into trouble with the camera last time. But I think you guys are going to get a much better shot if I move it to the other side of the lathe. So let's hold our breath and hope that the camera doesn't completely fall apart. Like it did last time. For some reason. So don't watch the screen right now. Switching sides here. Get my air hose over. In fact, I'm gonna kind of blow things off a little bit here. Oops. Okay, and let's get you guys repositioned. Hold on one. I'm gonna get this thing set up properly. There we go. Can you see? What do you guys think? Oh, it's just... I'm gonna get rid of that other camera view. You don't need to see that right now. It may obscure things. We don't want it obscured. Whoa, tripping over things. All right, so let's stop real quick and just see what's happening. Yeah, the problem is UV resin. What I would love to find is something where you can just dip it and walk away and it works, but none of that stuff really, everything needs to be finished. You got to finish the finish on everything. And most of the UV resins leave some kind of the surface that you get on it is gross. There's a couple that don't do that, but they leave a kind of a funky finish that I wasn't a big fan of. UV resin is kind of, that would be the ultimate, right? If it worked well. You have you have all kinds of time to get it to work and then nail it with that light when you're ready, but it just doesn't seem to work. All right, so let's see. I gotta speed this up. Hope I don't drop it. I don't know, guys. This is looking pretty good so far. I think I'm going a little bit fast. I'm going to slow it down just a little bit. A little little bit faster than that. All right, well, first things first, I really like this string buff. This is, I mean, it's just soft. So regardless of whatever paste I'm going to be using as the final step, I'm definitely using a string buff. So it kind of melted on, or kind of dried up on me a little bit. Problem is, there's no good way to hold this thing without getting my fingers in the way. So, and if the thing is kind of covered. So let's try applying some paste directly to the wheel instead. Never really done this before too much. You don't really want too much of it, but I think that might help a little bit. Just going to kind of rub it in a little bit. So let's see what happens now. Again, hopefully it won't dry. Let me turn the fan off. That might have been a little too much. Ooh. Yeah, I think next time a little dab will do it. Trying to kind of get it to dry out a little bit. But I mean, yeah, I didn't do a stupendous job with my sanding. But it is pretty clean, or clear, I should say, after hitting it with this 105. Fairly clear, but I think I could have done better sanding. So let me stop real quick. I'll just kind of show you where we're at right now. It's not bad. I mean, it's pretty clear, but I can definitely see some scratches. Like, I didn't do the most amazing job sanding. And I still have a little bit of stuff to get off of this thing. Problem is my hands have that stuff on it, so I'm going to put some gloves on real quick. I don't think that I would recommend applying the polish directly to the wheel. I think you just, or if you do, you know, just a very small amount. I think I went way overboard. Definitely think I could do a little bit better job. Yeah, I can see a bunch of scratch sanding marks. I'm going to try buffing it with the other machine on one side and just see if that actually does anything. I don't think it will, because I think I didn't really do a fabulous job with the sanding. I wasn't really stopping and checking my work. But let's just see what the triple E wheel does. All right, let me look at this thing now. I don't know, actually. I'm gonna spend some more time. Let me put a face mask on. I don't really want to be breathing that stuff. I'm gonna go through and do the triple E white diamond. That's what I would have normally done. I was kind of just doing an experiment. All right, so let me just give this the full treatment here with the triple E wheel and the white diamond. All right, we got that done. I'm gonna blow it off real quick, just get the little fuzzies off. We'll hit it with white diamond, and then we'll just go back and hit it with that 105 again and see what we got. All right, so let's swing you guys back around here. Seems a little bit better than it was. I don't know. Problem is, you know, if your scratches are 220 grit scratches, you're not going to get them out with a triple E wheel. So let's put a little bit of this on here. Kind of get like the top half first. Then the bottom half. That's pretty good. It's not too bad. Oh. I'm just doing this so I don't get it all over my fingers too much. Like wiping it onto the wheel. I think that's a lot better, actually. Seems a lot more clear. Still may not be perfect, but that's a pretty cool looking egg, I think. What do you guys think? Oh no, we lost the camera. Oh, we lost the camera, guys. What the hell? You don't see any scratches. What is wrong with that camera? That is really weird. I'm thinking that it's the battery. No, it's not the battery. It has to be this thing. Somehow. Huh. There we go. There we go. All right, we're back. Sorry, guys. Anyway, what I did was white diamond and Tripoli white diamond and went back to the polishing wheel. And this thing's pretty wicked. Not bad. Sorry about the camera. I don't know what's up with that thing. I was so focused on the thingy that I couldn't even we were blind. Sorry, guys. We'll switch back to the intro cam because I know that this one works. I can actually see the thing right there. So, sorry about all that. I don't know when it went out, but pretty cool looking. That's what I was kind of hoping for. Now, the shaping isn't the best egg on the planet, but now we got two of them. What do you guys think about it? I know you like green. A lot of people do. I switched the eggs on you. Yeah, so, yeah, I don't know. It might be tough getting an egg. This one's going to be kind of big. It may not fit too well in this little bowl, but whatever. No big deal. I definitely like this. This stuff makes, this is a good material. I guess let me put it back here. It did turn out pretty clear. Just trying to see. I don't know. Yeah, there were. I don't think that I did the best job on the planet sanding. But it was good enough. Like I can't really see scratches. So I'm a pretty big fan of that 105. That stuff works pretty well, but I needed to go through the other two grits because I could definitely see scratches before I use those. The Tripoli and the white diamond. So let's see here. Joy, green is your favorite. So how long was it not, how long was the camera out? When did it stop? Because I looked when I first, maybe it was when I switched to the Tripoli wheels. I have no clue what's wrong with this thing. I don't know. I guess it doesn't, I'm not going to mess with it right now, but that just makes me mad. Like I said, if I could find a camera where the connection never messed up, I would buy that. Looks great from Virginia. Nice. Faked you out with a quick change. Yeah, I know. Oh, technical difficulties, and then I pulled this one. But like I said, what happened was I tried going from the blue grit. I don't know what. I don't think I wrote down notes on that one. It's the third grit of Zona, which is 9 micron. So that's like so I did kind of a conversion, and this may not be perfect, but the Zona blue, so 9 microns, and I did a bunch of research trying to figure out what micron level equaled what grit of sandpaper, and so this may be, I don't know, but I think that the blue, which is the third one, the blue Zona paper is 9 microns, which was about 2,500 grit, somewhere around there. And this is the P scale, P 2,500. And then the next one on Zona is 3 micron. And so, I mean, that's like, pink is really high. So you're at least 4,000 or so. But it seems like the Zona papers get things clearer than like silicon carbide equivalent. So I don't know. 2 minutes. Okay, that's not that bad. I still might go in and I don't know. Most people probably aren't going to wait till the end, but 3 to 3.5 minutes. I'll have to look at it. I might be able to edit that out. And just, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to matter. But so what I did, like I said, I went up to the blue grit just to make sure everyone knows I didn't switch anything out. The rest of the blank is right here, actually. So I know that's not very good evidence, but anyway, I went up to 20, the blue one of Zona, and then I tried just using the 105, and it didn't really seem to work too well. So I went over to the Tripoli wheel, then I went to the white diamond, and then went back to the 105. And I mean, it's looking pretty good. There might be some scratch marks that if I get a raking light that like, I find the best way. So like right now, I can't see any scratches on this, like under my normal lights, but my good light back here, can you guys see that? It's super powerful. And let me just look real quick. If you hit it where I can see some little scratch marks here and there. So technically I could get this even better, but it's not that bad. I don't know. Surprising. I got to be honest. It's surprising that I did that good, considering I wasn't really looking at it in between grits or anything. I'm going to wipe that off a little bit. But yeah, I'm happy with this egg. Again, I think this would be a really killer bottle stopper type thing, or I don't know what else, like a handle. I'm excited about the bowl now because that's what the bowl's made out of. And I think it's going to be pretty awesome looking once we get that turned. So next time on Monday, I think what day is this? So today's Wednesday. On Friday, we're going to be doing the first Friday patron Q&A hangout stream. So make sure to head over to patreon.com/nvwoodworks. If you're not a patron and you want to join in the action on Friday, I'm going to be doing a demo of kind of like the dragon egg. Let me show you guys what's going on, because I know some of you guys are patrons. And maybe it'll entice other people to join the party. I've finally settled on how I want to do dragon egg style stuff. So we're going to cast this piece that I made, and then we're going to make one. So we're going to kind of do it baking style. It'll be kind of quick. I'm just going to kind of show you how I did this and what I've finally kind of decided on to do this kind of dragon egg style thing. So I'll be kind of messing around with a piece that we're going to, paint up, get ready. And then we're just going to cast this chunk. So it'll be kind of, like I said, baking style. So we're going to do that for the demo at the beginning of the show. And then the rest of it is just kind of a hangout and like Q&A. Like if you have questions about, resin casting stuff or whatever, we'll talk about it for the rest of it. So that'll be on Friday. And then on Monday next week, I'm thinking we'll do this one. And so hopefully after 2 okay eggs, they're kind of terrible eggs, hopefully we'll get the third one, because I'm just gonna go for this one. I'm not gonna mess around with trying to save material or do anything, and it's epoxied on, so I'm not gonna be worried that it'll fall off. So I think that one will turn out the best. Hopefully, that was my plan. And then this weekend I might start the bowl. I'm not going to stream this weekend, but I might start working on this thing, get it kind of ready, and then finish it Wednesday. That's kind of my tentative plan. We'll see. So anyway, yeah, fill out your census. That's a good idea. And let's see. Let me make sure that I'm not missing anything. What time is it? Yeah, I got to get going here. So. Yeah, I appreciate you guys all hanging out. Hey, Frank, there you are. Is that so, Eric? Hold on a minute. Is that you, Eric, that got the coronavirus? I don't know what's happening. Oh yeah, okay, that is you. Yeah, that sucks, man. I apologize for any discomfort. Hopefully you'll get over it soon. I know it's kind of a crapshoot with how things work out with that stuff, but just stay, healthy, as healthy as possible. Get the proper care and rest up. Definitely. I appreciate you coming out though. Yeah, it is April Fool's Day. Let's see. Frank's here. Let's see here. Third time's the charm. That's right. I'm telling you. Yeah, so it's not the typical Easter basket grass. Or I guess that's what they call it, Easter grass. It is called Easter grass, but it's not like the plasticky stuff. It's kind of like wooden or something. I don't know. It's almost like it's dye-stabilized wood. It looks a lot like I cast some wet turned bowl shavings that Yak sent me, and I just kind of dipped them in cactus juice and dyed them. It almost is like that. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. So anyway, guys, I hope everybody has a great night. I'm gonna go home and get some pizza. Can't wait for that. And like I said, Friday it'll be the patron stream. So, and if you're a Patreon member, make sure you go to Patreon and check out. You get the link to go to the stream on Patreon. So I will see you guys on Friday. And again, rest up, Eric, and I hope you feel better soon. And yeah, I think that's about it, guys. So have a great rest of your, let's see, this is Wednesday, right? So have a great rest of your Wednesday, and I will see you guys on Friday. And be looking for, I'll be cutting the demo part out and posting it on YouTube for like the public afterwards. So be looking for that down the road. Anyway, guys, have a good night, and I will see you hopefully on Friday.